been out, Rhino? More than a week. Deadpool. That's just like my go-to. Now for Fridays here with Tanya, talking movies. Okay, do you have an idea, Tanya?
I think it's Alien.
Okay.
It's like creepy music, like something's going to happen.
Music. I did notice over the week, last weekend and the week, that your TBS TNTs, what all the things are playing, the older Alien movies.
They're smart.
For that, which I recognized. I don't think I've ever seen any of them in their full capacity, but I've seen parts of almost, maybe, I don't know if all of them's the right word, but several of them.
Yeah, same for me.
And sometimes I think I take all those pieces. I think it's just one movie.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I feel like I might have seen the first one when I was young, but I really don't. I remember Sigourney Weaver with that alien in her face, but that's such a classic scene that you see.
You almost don't have to watch the movie to have to be able to
I don't know if I remember it from watching the movie or just from all the love that scene gets.
Has people responded to it? Has it?
Yes, it actually came out on top.
Really?
So it came in at 42 million, and in comparison, Deadpool was right behind it, or number 2 at 30 million.
But this is also its
week 3. Yeah, so 30 million for a third week is huge. They've made over $500 million. $500 million. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
That's just domestic.
Yes, and this is all just U.S. numbers. And then It Ends With Us came in third, 23 million. So it's not going to come close to Deadpool, which I don't think anybody expected it to, but they did think it would have beaten Deadpool last weekend, but it didn't.
Do you feel like some of the controversy behind the scenes with It Ends With Us has gotten more people to go out and see it?
I do. I think it's raising people's curiosity, and it's so interesting to watch that because I don't know the director. You know, they said he was in a TV show, Jane the Virgin, I think, which I didn't watch that show, but so he's kind of not that well known by the general masses, but it's amazing the attention he's gotten as director. And I had heard early on when they were promoting the movie that they were doing separate press conferences or, junkets. And I thought, well, they can cover twice as many people, so I didn't think anything of that, but more and more is coming out and there's a lot of bad stuff about Blake coming out, so I don't know who to believe, what to believe. It sounds to me like there might be some fault on both sides, and,
Well, it's raking in them. They're making money.
Yeah, it's working for them.
It's working for them.
And the complete opposite, we have a group of actors who love each other. The big release this weekend is Blink Twice, and this group of actors were handpicked by Zoe Kravitz. She co-wrote and directed this movie, and she went through and picked who she wanted in it. And she curated a group of people that not only are great actors, but they loved each other. They had a great time, and they are promoting this movie as a big group. And, of course, she met her now fiancé when she was in the beginning stages of getting ready to make this movie. They met for the first time talking about this, and that's Channing Tatum. So Channing's having a great summer because he was in the Deadpool movie and now this. So he's going to be in the top 3, I would imagine, this weekend.
So this is supposed to be a big movie?
Yeah, this is a big one. It's rated R for some intense violence. But it's one of those movies, lots of spoilers. It's hard to talk about, but it's kind of one of those that's got Sixth Sense vibes to it, where there's a lot of twists and turns, and a lot of people are going to see it again because they want, now that they know what they know, they want to go see it through a different lens. But Naomi Ackie, who she's the main character in the movie, but she is kind of we know her. She played Whitney Houston in the biopic that came out about a year ago, or maybe 2. Time flies so fast. But she is kind of a down on her luck waitress, or she's waiting tables to try to make money, and she meets this billionaire played by Channing Tatum, and he invites her and her friend for this weekend getaway.
Now I'm.
And so, yeah, when you see the previews for this, you see Channing. This is probably the least Channing-like role I've ever seen him do, other than his role in Deadpool. That was completely different than him normally. But he is so sinister, and there's so many movies now that feature people looking dead into the camera with these sinister smiles, and he's got a good one. I mean, he is creepy. But Simon Rex is in it. I don't know if that name rings a bell with you, but he's had a little bit of a comeback in the last few years. He was like an MTV DJ or VJ back in the day. Haley Joel Osment is in it, who was in The Sixth Sense. He was the little kid.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, it's one, full disclosure, it is definitely rated R for the violence and a lot of adult stuff going on, a lot of language. But if you like twists and turns and little mystery,
like a murder mystery movie, but not
sort of the two girls that kind of go
I say dinner, like dinner murder
they
mystery.
go not knowing what's. I mean, they're just going to hang out with billionaires for the weekend
on a boat.
One of the friends, disappear.
No red flags.
Oh, that's really smart, to go off with a stranger. But if it was Channing Tatum, you might.
Maybe.
But her friend disappears. One of the two girls disappears, and so it's just trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Did you see this one?
I have not seen it.
Will you see
I'm
this
scared. I've got to have somebody go with me, but I do plan to see it.
You afraid Channing Tatum's going to come take you away? I absolutely would not see it. I would not move asleep. And my kid would never get to do anything.
Yeah. You definitely would not travel the same, I don't think. And then the other big new release this weekend is The Crow. And this is a reboot of the 1994 film, which is based on a book. And this one is very much, it's the same plot as the first one. And I don't know if you remember this. Brandon Lee played the Crow, or not the Crow, but the main dark character in the first movie, and he was killed on set in a gun accident, not unlike the one that just happened a year or so ago. But it was like it was supposed to be blanks, or it was like the impact of the rubber bullet, I think, killed him, if I remember correctly.
Tragic.
Yeah, it's super tragic. In fact, he had filmed most of the movie when that happened, but they did have to get another actor to finish it up. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so that series has always had that dark cloud over it. This one is kind of a, remake, reboot. Bill Skarsgård is playing Eric the Crow. And the plot is that these people are violently murdered. So many happy movies this weekend. They're violently murdered, and the legend is that a crow comes and takes your soul to rest. But because they died in a violent manner, he was not able to go rest because there was some stuff going on. And so he was able to come back to life to avenge his murder and his girlfriend's murder so that he could rest in peace.
I'm not superstitious, but if I got cast to play a character of a guy who died on set, there would just be no guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can all keep each other with knives, throw things at each other. I just don't know. He's not going to point anything at me.
Or it would definitely be those guns that are clearly like the little cheapy ones
water
you get.
Guns.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Water guns. I get it. They use it. Their safety protocol, but it's like, you've already fooled me once.
Yeah. I know.
This character, doesn't have good luck.
So if that's your jam, it's another rated R movie. But finally, we have one that's a little more family friendly. It is PG. So do you remember the movie War Room that came out a few years ago about the lady that had her little prayer room? This is a spinoff to that movie. It's the Kendrick brothers that brought us lots of faith-based movies, and they get better and better every time. But Facing the Giants. I don't know if you've ever seen that one, but when my oldest son was probably ages 8 to 12, he was obsessed with that movie, and he played it just constant in the car. And I had like listened to the movie probably 20 times before I actually sat down and watched it and knew what the actors looked like, you know. But anyway, this story is, you've got some characters that are back from War Room, but it follows the story of a teenage boy who's out of high school, been out for about a year, and he's just got no direction. And so a local businessman kind of takes him under his wing alongside his mother's commitment to pray for him, and, you know, he overcomes
Definitely
some obstacles.
A good combination of movies out there. So
Yeah.
thank you, Tanya. Stick with us. We got more for you up next.